What made you think of starting this enterprise at all?
I suppose what triggered it was the fact that the village was dying,
Yeah.
and all the businesses had closed, and one by one they all closed. So back in 2011 I was recovering from breast cancer, and my friend Maeve O'Hare, she was widowed, and she had experienced rural isolation firsthand, and I had quickly found out that there was no service in the village. You couldn't buy a loaf of bread or a pint of milk. So I vowed that if I survived it, I would reopen my parents' little shop. One of the shops was my parents, and I said I'd reopen it. But as fate would have it, Maeve and myself met, and we shared our idea, and that's where it came from. Like the two of us lamenting the fact that the village was dying.
Lovely. Yeah. And how did you get the idea to bring in all the crafts and all that?
Well, what we did was I had found out about the Plunkett Foundation in England, and I researched it for about 6 months, and I absolutely loved their way of working insofar as that it was all the little enterprises were community enterprises that were not for profit, with the profits going back into the community, and it embraced everyone that was living in that community, insofar as that everyone that was doing anything had a chance to do whatever they wanted to do. So we gathered all our parishioners together and shared our idea with them and offered them the chance to become shareholders in the cooperative, or they could be a shareholder plus they could be a food producer or a craft supplier. So we got a fantastic response to that, absolutely fantastic response, and people were more than happy to come on board.
Okay, and this is cooperative. Is this registered with the Friendly Society? Is that it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you to keep books and everything?
Oh, we do.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, we do. Yeah,
okay.
we do. Yeah.
And at the moment, you're functioning. You're making enough money to keep the ship afloat.
Oh, we are. Oh, we are. Yeah, we are,
great.
and that's all we need to do.
That's all
do you know
need to
that?
do, yes.
Like at the moment now, it's really after growing since we started. In the beginning, it was just Maeve and myself.
Yes.
And it's after growing. We now have 4 people employed, and we have two workers working with us, and we have 2 people with special needs from St Anne's and St Cronin's in Roscrea. And the girl that comes every Tuesday, she was to come for 6 weeks, for 2 hours on a Tuesday morning for 6 weeks, and she stays with us now, and she's 2 years later, she's here for a full day every Tuesday, which is great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, it really is. And we have about 12 volunteers on our books that come in on a voluntary basis when we need them, as you know, if we're busy, we call and help.
And do the locals like the fact that they have their shop and their post office, or the post box back again?
Oh yeah, they do. Like the post office closed, and there was a post box in the village for a few years after the post office closed, but they took that away as well. So we fought hard from the day we opened, and it took us about 2 years to get it back, but we got it back. And yeah, people can come now and post a letter, and they can buy stamps. We have post point services, or they can pay a bill, get phone credit and all that, you know, so it's a huge benefit to the entire community.
It is. And would you have a good lot of locals in for dinner now during
we do. Yes, we do. Like, it's very handy. Like, you know, it's so handy. Like, people are coming down. If, say, for instance, like that during the silage season, the silage men would come down for their dinner, or if there's anything at all. Even if people have visitors, they bring them here, and it's so nice to come and sit down and be, you know, a warm environment and enjoy it.
Yes.
You know, people are really enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
The parish is very proud of it.
You can be very proud of it. Okay, could you talk a little more about the cooperative structure and the nature of it here?
Okay, well, the Plunkett Foundation is the model that we use for our cooperative, and it's Sir Horace Plunkett set up the first cooperative in Ireland 150 years ago, and he would say all the first little creameries that opened, he was responsible for setting them up. And he subsequently left Ireland and he moved to England, and he set up the Plunkett Foundation in England. And there's about 300 little community shops dotted all over the English countryside that are community owned, and I really loved the concept of it.
And did you go visit those?
We did, yeah. Maeve and myself went over to England, and we went and visited about 10 of the little shops over there, and having seen what they did, we were so excited and enthusiastic coming back because we knew we could do it. We absolutely knew 100% we could do it, and that our premises was the right premises for the project. Yeah.
And tell me this about your local shop now and all the whole lot. Does it take an awful lot of time and effort and work to keep it going?
It does. Yeah, it does. It's a job, like it's a business. So we're open 7 days a week.
Yes.
And like somebody has to be in charge. There's somebody in charge here every day, and we work with a person on a scheme. Plus we work with volunteers then if it gets extra busy. But you really need management to be on hands all the time. You know, so it's very important.
You make a good point there, because I think a lot of people think social enterprise are just some kind of a good-natured kind of a thing, but really they are hard-nosed businesses.
They are hard-nosed businesses. Like they do take an awful lot of time and effort, and like all the paperwork has to be done. It is a proper business.
It is.
So like all that adds on to it, you have to have till skills. You have to have you know, even for stock rotation, ordering stock, keeping the kitchen clean, keeping all the standards up to the required standards, and enormous and lot of background work that nobody sees. It's lovely to come in and sit down for a cup of tea and everything is hunky-dory and everyone is smiling, but there's a lot that goes on in the background.